Okay, wow. Um, a lot has been going on, between the protests and COVID. Being a small business, it's like how do you even navigate all of this? Um, I interestingly, I actually have a lot of work that just came about because a lot of people are trying to sell their bars and restaurants. So, I do have, for the brokers out there, I do have a lot of off-market listings. Um, which is it's good and bad, right? It means that like I have business to do, uh, but on the same hand, retail is projected to even be in a worse place than it was before because food and beverage was the strong, sector within the larger retail sector that was doing well, and so it makes me think, I've focused on retail. It's like, I don't know, like, should I even still focus on retail? Should I move into industrial? So just weird times. I'm busy, but at the same time, I don't even know my own, path forward. And then, with that, the revealing of the ugly reality that that we all deal with in some way day to day of living in a country that you know does not allow for the fair empowerment of all people, and struggling with like, okay, well, how, as a small business owner that has, you know, two employees, like how can we even address that? Like, we don't even barely have enough resources to pay our own bills, much less to, fight the good fight. And how do we do that? Um, you know, it's interesting too, and like real estate really is, it's so white. There's this international convention for retail called ICSC. Once a year, it's usually in Las Vegas, and I went out there a couple of years ago, and it's huge, right? Like football fields of space filled with different real estate companies and also different brands. Like McDonald's will be there, or AutoZone, and it's a place where brokerages can have conversations with brands and hopefully get deals done, talk about what they're trying to do, and see if they can work together. So again, I mean, it's probably something around at least 60,000 people, probably more, and it's just a sea of like white men, like people of color, women. It's just rare to see them. Shout out Mitzi Flexer, she was representing, but it's even like Mitzi's sort of the exception that proves the rule. It's just like it's disconcerting when you see that and you realize that in economic, political circles, it's just still very white, old, and powerful. And how do we address something like that, like on this level, individually, and as a small business owner? If I was Cushman and Wakefield, we could try and employ certain hiring practices, and even when I do put out an ad to hire an agent, I mean, 90% of the people that respond are white males, and often because of their privilege have had more opportunities, for good schools and internships and things of that nature. It's a challenge. I don't have answers. I'm just mulling these things over like everyone else is. There's just so many challenges right now. It's really it's been difficult. I know this is meandering, but this is the reality of what it's been like. I think in a lot of our heads over the last month, 2 months. But I think that we still have, personally, I do believe progress is being made, right? Like the trajectory of social justice has always been towards, towards justice and equality, So I think that will continue. I think there are good things that are happening now. Resiliency within, the business world, resiliency within the world of activism, so those are good things. I have a really great seminar coming up next week. So we talked to some business owners in Bushwick March, well, it was right after the shutdown. And we're bringing them back to talk about what's happened since then. And I think it's going to be a very interesting conversation. The first conversation is on YouTube. So maybe I'll post a link to that so people want to refresh. And then if you want to join, there's some links to the webinar, which is going to be Tuesday the 16th, next Tuesday. And hopefully you can join. I think it's going to be, again, something I'm excited for. And hopefully you'll be as well. And I guess we'll talk then. All right. Thanks. Bye.